Who plans the United Methodist General Conference, and what are their responsibilities? Great question. The Commission on the General Conference is the body that oversees the arrangements for each General Conference. In this video, I explain who are the members of the Commission and what the Commission does before and during General Conference. The Commission on the General Conference is made up of 25 elected members who serve for terms of 8 years, staggered so that about half of the members are elected every 4 years. The Council of Bishops nominates candidates from the current body of General Conference delegates, with additional nominations taken from the floor of General Conference. Commission members are then elected by General Conference. The elected members must include at least one person from each jurisdiction and Central Conference, one youth, one young adult, and the chairperson of the host committee. 10 additional members are allocated to reflect the proportionate membership of each region of the Church. At the 2016 General Conference, it was discovered that no annual conference had elected a youth as a General Conference delegate, and therefore no youth could be elected to the Commission. When the newly formed Commission met later in 2016, it decided to select a youth representative to serve as an official observer at Commission meetings to fill in for that missing perspective. 4 other people have voice but not vote on the Commission: the Secretary of the General Conference, the Business Manager of the General Conference, the Treasurer of the General Council on Finance and Administration, and a bishop chosen by the Council of Bishops. The Commission has a number of responsibilities related to planning for and overseeing each General Conference. First, the Commission selects the dates and sites for General Conferences up to 16 years in advance. So far, every General Conference has been held in the United States. In 2015, the Commission announced plans to hold the 2024 General Conference in Manila, Philippines, and the 2028 General Conference in Harare, Zimbabwe. However, in 2019, the Commission announced that it could not find a meeting site in Manila large enough to hold the number of delegates and other attendees expected and with suitable hotels nearby. A new location for the 2024 General Conference has not yet been announced. For each upcoming General Conference, the Commission sets the theme and logo, hires the worship and music director, and schedules the opening day's agenda, as well as any special agenda items throughout the 11-day session. The Commission determines the number of legislative committees and the topic areas assigned to them. The Commission also arranges for the publication and distribution of the advance edition of the Daily Christian Advocate before General Conference and the Daily Christian Advocate each day during General Conference. The Commission arranges accommodations for General Conference delegates, including translators and interpreters, physical accessibility, the provision of hotel options, the per diem to be paid to delegates for meals, and access to childcare for children of delegates. The Commission has several committees that take on elements of the planning and make recommendations for the Commission's approval. The Education and Innovation Committee reviews delegate feedback, recommends improvements, advances the use of technology, and develops resources for educating and orienting delegates. The Program Committee recommends the schedule for General Conference. For the 2020 General Conference, a steering committee will plan a new orientation format for Central Conference delegates. The Committee on the Plan of Organization and Rules of Order, sometimes called the Rules Committee, reviews and updates the documents that guide how General Conference operates. The updated Plan of Organization and Rules of Order are published in the Advance Daily Christian Advocate and presented to General Conference for adoption at the opening session. The Rules Committee also receives any proposed changes to the rules and reports on those amendments to the General Conference plenary for a vote. In addition, the Rules Committee also functions as the Committee on Ethics. The Committee on Ethics receives claims of rule violations, either from the Secretary of the General Conference or directly from General Conference, and reports its findings and recommended action back to the General Conference plenary. As you can imagine, the Commission on the General Conference works hard to ensure that all aspects of General Conference run smoothly. If you have any questions about the Commission or suggestions for future videos, please comment below. You can also subscribe to get notifications about my upcoming videos. Thanks for watching.